So yeah, I'm very happy with Vanderbilt, but um, putting the everybody's favorite road game aside, which is Vanderbilt, right? Everybody loves to go
Right.
flood Vanderbilt Stadium and enjoy Nashville. Let's go
Mhm.
on out to the 12th man, and let's talk about this used car salesman that they call Jimbo Fisher. Okay, this guy uh, is ready to rip your belt off your pants and sell it back to you. I mean, my goodness. I mean, hey, I love this dude's personality. Like he is a football coach through and through. He's like an old school football. He even slipped up and said two a days in his. I mean, this guy did he rehearse it all? I mean, they ask him about calling the plays on offense. Well, I tell you what, he's a really good staff guy, and tell you what, I hope he gets to call a play. What? What are you talking about? You hope he gets to call a play? What does that mean? Do you speak Jimbo, Mason?
I didn't. So I had to go back several times and and pull the quote that you're talking about because I also listened to that and I thought, hold on a second, because he was getting peppered with questions, right? And these reporters were kind of indirectly asking him, is Bobby Petrino going to call the plays or not? And here's what he said. Quote, he called a lot of, I mean, hopefully he'll call the games. We'll have suggestions on things we do. And he went on to say that play calling is more of a collective effort than people want to give it credit for, but that, quote, when you get to calling, you get on a roll, and you've got to have a guy that can do that. And I think Bobby can definitely do that. He's one of the best in college football. So the first statement, the part of that statement says, I hope he can call games. And then the second part says he can call with the best in college football. So where are we at, Jimbo? I mean, what are we doing here?
Somebody went as far
I,
to even ask him, okay, so are you going to be under center or are you going to be taking it from the shotgun? And then he went on to tell the reporter that, well, you just haven't even watched any of Bobby's film because
yeah,
he'll send a quarterback under center anytime and they run play action from there.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
what?
He got chippy with a few reporters there.
I mean, it was just this guy. This guy is a firecracker, man. He is a trip. Just a absolute pistol. You don't know what he's about to pop off and say. And then there are certain times that he goes like, Ricky Bobby post race, and you just don't even know where he's going with it. What was there a word in that?
Mhm.
It's just like man. That is a unique situation over there, and um, very entertaining. And look, hey, you know what? I'd love to have a beer with Jimbo Fisher, um, and because I feel like he's probably a pretty funny dude and probably a pretty cool dude to be around. It seems like he's not bought in so much into the I got to say this and just turn down questions, but except for the offense, I mean, he obviously doesn't want to talk about that at all. Um,
No.
but uh, so I like Jimbo as a person. I just this just this whole charade of I'm walking around with top secret Krabby Patty recipe in my pocket and nobody can see it. You know, uh, give me a break, man. I mean, just give me a break. He doesn't want to answer questions. He thinks he's like, you know, deceiving somebody. I just don't, I don't really like
I
that
think
part
it's
of it.
intentional. I honestly think it's he's intentionally trying to confuse um other teams. I would assume. I don't think he has any reason for confusing the media or people like us consuming the content, but I don't know. It's working on me. It's confusing me. It's keeps confusing the hell out of me, honestly. Um, but outside of all that, I think that Jimbo's really feeling the pressure coming from the outside. I got a sense at least that he was more uncomfortable maybe than he was when he just signed the biggest contract in college football history, right? That press conference seemed like a very confident, person, but this press conference seemed like someone who's kind of fighting his way out of a corner. And that's just the vibe that I got. I like Jimbo as a coach. I do think that he's due for a good season. And that was just a feeling that I had. And maybe he's just uncomfortable for whatever reason. I mean, he's been doing. I don't think he would be uncomfortable talking to a room full of reporters, but um, that just watching him and his body language, it felt a little unnatural to me, and the way he was being defensive when asked about questions specifically about his offense. Um, it was a little worrying to me to see him kind of react that way.
Yeah, yeah. I just I don't know. This is a totally revamped offense, and everybody knows that. I don't think you have to reveal your offense to just say that Bobby's calling the plays.
Right.
And
Exactly.
that's my thing. You don't have to tell us, you know, what you're going to do the first 7 plays of the Alabama game this year. I mean, we're not nobody's asking that. You know, it just that kind of stuff just gets on my nerves. Like he's about to, give away nuclear secrets or something. And um, you know, Texas A&M, there's definitely pressure added to this year. There has to be. I mean, when asked about his that amazing recruiting class that they had, it was the at the time the best recruiting class ever. Um, he said, "Yeah, it was. That was a good class, but this one right here we just got. It ain't ranked as good, but these boys right here, we're more impressed with them, and um, that's only going to go so far. I mean, hey, you've got to perform. And I think that they will perform, but not to a tune of 10 wins or anything like that. I think they're going to have a good defense. This team always has a freaking good defense. It is the
Oh yeah.
weirdest. It's the weirdest thing. They hire an offensive coach, and the defense has been. I mean, go back and look at it. They've been top 10, top 15 every year with draft picks. Um, and the offense has just struggled. So I just can't imagine Bobby Petrino coming in and just just to be a staff guy, and no matter how good of a guy that Jimbo Fisher tries to tell me that he is. Hey, that's another thing. Jury's already out on Bobby Petrino now.
Hmm.
You're not confusing anybody on what kind of guy Bobby Petrino is. We all know, and that's okay. That's what football coaches are. Football coaches are not uh, typically priest on the weekend. Okay, they're football coaches. So I like these personalities. Um, I think every league's got to have some heels, and I think Jimbo Fisher is a heel. Uh, and for those of you that don't know who a heel is, that's a villain. And um, typically people that have horrible seasons like that don't come out of it being a villain. They typically come out and usually things are people are a little more mild mannered towards them. Everybody still is on Jimbo Fisher just like they ever were, as far as other fan bases and things like that. So it's going to be really interesting to see um, where Texas A&M goes from here. They've got Connor Wegman back. He talked about Connor Wegman, um, and basically saying that that's his guy. Told us how great of a shortstop he was. Thank you, Jimbo. Um, if anybody's looking for a shortstop, Connor Wegman is at A&M. But as far as playing quarterback this year, he didn't exactly light it up in this offense. But then again, it looked like a terrible offense. They averaged 20 something points a game last year. So
Hmm.
you think they're going to step it up this year? What are your thoughts? I mean, I know it's kind of a hit or miss thing, but like do you like what you're seeing with the offense right now?
Well, I think that we'll end up talking about Texas A&M more when we go through our preseason top 25, and they may not make the top 25, but they may be kind of an honorable mention. But I think that they should progress. My biggest thing with Texas A&M is they have some of the best talent in recent recruiting classes that any team has, right? So
Very talented.
I think that I think it's inexcusable that they haven't produced much of a other than the COVID year, right? They haven't produced under Jimbo Fisher, and I do think that should change. Are they going to win a national championship? Are they going to win an SEC championship?
No.
I don't see it this season,
Hell no.
but they could have a a 9-win season. I think that would be obviously progress, but I think that Texas A&M's would take that after last season.
Yeah. Well, spoiler alert, folks. We've got a top 25 coming. We've been working on it, and perfecting it. I have not seen Mason's, and he hasn't seen mine. But just a little spoiler. I do have Texas A&M in my top 25
Mhm,
for this year, and I'm predicting them to go. Like you said, I'm saying around 8 wins is what I'm thinking.
mhm.
But um,
That's fair. Yeah.
they've got some offensive line, um, that they got to work on. They were dead last in pressure allowed last year, and um, I mean, I'm talking about dead last in America. And Steve Adazio comes in, and what maybe one day, whenever we go more in depth on Texas A&M, we'll talk about why Steve Adazio left Colorado State. That was pretty controversial. So here we are. We got another offensive guy with a controversial exit from a school. I mean, this place is absolutely just overflowing with storylines. So when that top 25 comes, I can't wait to talk more.
And
Texas
Jimbo's leaning
A&M.
into that. Jimbo in his press conference said, "Yeah, I encourage these dynamic attitudes and it's just it would be so fun to just watch, to just spend a day in the
A
office
fly on
with
the wall,
Jimbo.
dude. A fly on the
Yes,
wall of the offices at
that
Texas A&M. My gosh. Wow. Oh man.
just the attitudes, but maybe we should move on from Texas A&M. I think Jimbo's gotten our wrath, I guess, enough here.
Hey, Jimbo,
We
let's
had
have
fun
a
with
beer,
that one.
buddy.